What secrets from the ancient philosophy of Stoicism can guide a man in the modern world? A question that invites us to delve into the mysterious and practical world of Stoicism, a philosophy built on the foundation of virtue, wisdom, and self-control. Originating in ancient Greece, Stoicism was established by a merchant-turned-philosopher, Zeno of Citium. It was a philosophy that offered a simple, yet profound answer to the chaotic nature of human existence. Stoicism proposed that the path to happiness was found not in seeking external goods or avoiding hardship, but in cultivating an inner fortress of virtue and wisdom. In the bustling markets of Athens, Zeno taught his students to focus on what was within their control, their beliefs, their judgments, their reactions, and to let go of everything else. This, at its core, is the Stoic principle of self-control, and it's a principle that's just as relevant today as it was over 2,000 years ago. In our modern world, we're constantly bombarded by external forces, social media, news cycles, peer pressure, that can easily sway our judgment and disrupt our peace of mind. But Stoicism, with its emphasis on inner strength and self-control, offers a way to navigate these stormy waters. It's a philosophy that doesn't promise an easy life, but it does promise a meaningful one. It teaches us to embrace adversity, to see it not as a hindrance, but as an opportunity for growth. It encourages us to live according to our nature, to be honest, to be just, and to be courageous. But what does Stoicism have to say about the secrets a man should keep? What wisdom does it offer in guiding a man's actions and relationships? Stoicism, at its heart, is a philosophy of action. It's about living in accordance with nature and virtue, about making wise choices and accepting the consequences. It's about understanding the world, understanding ourselves, and understanding our place within the world. So, with this foundation in place, let's delve deeper into the enigma of Stoicism. Let's delve into the 8 things a man must always hide according to Stoicism. First, a man must always hide his fears. A profound statement, isn't it? But why should a man hide his fears? Allow me to explain from a Stoic perspective. In the world of Stoicism, fear is often seen as a byproduct of our perceptions, not the actual events or things themselves. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." This statement holds a powerful truth. Our fears are often tied to our perception or interpretation of events, not the events themselves. Take, for instance, the fear of public speaking. The act of speaking in itself is not fearful. It is our perception of the possible outcomes like embarrassment or rejection that stirs fear within us. This fear, however, only holds power if we allow it to. If we change our perception, we can change our fear. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that we have control over our minds and can choose how we perceive and react to events around us. They argued that fear is not a natural response, but a choice. We fear because we allow ourselves to fear. We are afraid because we choose to be afraid. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a prominent Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the key to understanding why a man must hide his fears. It's not about denying or suppressing fear, but rather about controlling it. So when we say a man must hide his fears, we are not suggesting that he should pretend they don't exist. Instead, we are emphasizing the importance of mastering one's mind and emotions. A man hides his fears by not allowing them to dictate his actions or decisions. He acknowledges his fears, understands them, but does not let them control him. In essence, a Stoic man learns to control his fears, not allowing them to control him. This is a powerful secret, one that can bring about profound change in a man's life, enabling him to navigate the storms of life with a calm and steady hand. A Stoic man, therefore, learns to control his fears, not allowing them to control him. Second, a man must keep his weaknesses to himself. Now, this might seem counterintuitive in an era where vulnerability is often hailed as a strength, but let's delve deeper into this Stoic perspective. In the realm of Stoicism, acknowledging your weaknesses is seen as a vital step towards wisdom. It's about understanding your limitations, knowing where your Achilles' heel lies. This self-awareness is the key to self-improvement and growth. However, revealing these weaknesses to the world can be a double-edged sword. Why, you might ask? Well, in an ideal world, everyone would be empathetic and supportive, using your revealed weaknesses to help you grow. But let's face it, we don't live in a utopia. There exist individuals who might exploit your weaknesses, using them against you in ways you might not anticipate. As the great Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." But the friction should be self-imposed. It's about you challenging yourself, working on your weaknesses privately, turning them into strengths. It's not about providing ammunition for others to bring you down. Consider the Stoic view as a form of self-preservation. It's not about being dishonest or inauthentic. Rather, it's about taking control of your narrative, your journey. It's about ensuring you are the one who dictates how your weaknesses are addressed and overcome, not someone else. Remember, there is immense power in vulnerability, but it's a power that should be wielded with discretion. It's about creating a safe space within yourself where you can confront your weaknesses, work on them, and emerge stronger, more resilient. This Stoic secret is not advocating for emotional suppression or a facade of invulnerability. It's about a strategic reveal, knowing when to show your cards and when to hold them close to your chest. So as we navigate through life, let's remember this Stoic lesson. Acknowledge your weaknesses, work on them, but don't hand them out for the world to exploit. A Stoic man understands his weaknesses but does not reveal them to the world. Third, a man should not dwell on his past mistakes. This principle is deeply rooted in the philosophy of Stoicism, which teaches us to focus on the present moment and the future, rather than being shackled by the missteps of our past. Have you ever made a mistake that you wish you could take back? We all have. It's part of being human. But the true essence of Stoicism is not about ruminating on these past errors. It's about accepting them, learning from them, and moving forward. It's about understanding that the past is unchangeable, and it's how we act in the present that truly matters. Imagine you're walking along a path and you stumble over a rock. Do you stop and stare at the rock, cursing it for your misfortune? No, you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and continue on your journey. The rock, the mistake, is in the past. It's behind you. It's a lesson learned, a reminder to watch your step in the future. Stoicism teaches us that our past mistakes are just like that rock. They are lessons, not life sentences. They are opportunities for growth, not anchors that hold us back. The Stoic man does not hide his past mistakes from a woman, but he also does not let them define him. He acknowledges them, he learns from them, and then he leaves them in the past where they belong. So why should a man not dwell on his past mistakes? Because to do so would be to deny the very essence of Stoicism. It would be to live in the past rather than the present. It would be to let his past dictate his future rather than forging his own path ahead. Remember, the Stoic man is not a perfect man. He is a man who strives to be better, who learns from his past, but does not let it define him. His past mistakes are stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. They are part of his journey, but they are not his destination. A Stoic man learns from his past but does not let it define him. Fourth, a man must keep his future plans to himself. Now, this might seem counterintuitive. After all, don't we live in a world that encourages the sharing of dreams and aspirations? But the philosophy of Stoicism provides a different perspective. Stoicism teaches us that life is unpredictable and the future is not within our control. It's not about being secretive or deceitful. Rather, it's about understanding that our plans, our dreams, and our aspirations are susceptible to the whims of fate. When we share these prematurely, we open ourselves up to the potential disappointment of unfulfilled expectations. Consider the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who once said, "Demand not that events should happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and you will go on well." This is a profound teaching that encourages us to focus on what we can control, our actions and reactions in the present moment. When we keep our future plans to ourselves, we give ourselves the space to adapt, to change, and to grow without the pressure of external expectations. We allow ourselves the freedom to navigate the unpredictable seas of life with a steady hand and a calm mind. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." These words remind us that our strength lies in our ability to face whatever comes our way with equanimity and resilience. In conclusion, a Stoic man understands that the future is a mystery, a book yet to be written. He plans, he dreams, he aspires, but he does not reveal these prematurely. He understands that the future is not within his control, but his reactions in the present moment are. And so, he navigates life with a sense of inner calm and strength, always prepared to meet the future with the weapons of reason and resilience. A Stoic man plans for the future but does not reveal his plans prematurely. Fifth, a man should keep his financial status to himself. Delving into the depths of Stoicism, we find that it doesn't place a premium on wealth. Stoics view money and material possessions as preferred indifference. Now, this might sound like a bit of a riddle, so let's break it down. Preferred indifference are essentially things that are nice to have, but not essential to leading a virtuous life. Imagine you're on a journey and you've got a sturdy pair of shoes. Sure, they make the walk easier, but even without them, you'd still reach your destination. That's the Stoic view of wealth. It can make life more comfortable, but it isn't necessary for living a good and fulfilling life. So why should a man keep his financial status to himself? There are a few reasons. First, revealing one's wealth can lead to unnecessary comparisons and competition. Stoics believe in focusing on what we can control, and the wealth of others is certainly not on that list. Second, disclosing financial status can create false perceptions. A man with wealth may be seen as successful, while one without may be perceived as a failure. But remember that Stoic philosophy is about virtue, not wealth. Success is measured by one's character and actions, not by the size of their bank account. Lastly, knowing one's financial status can influence how others treat and perceive them. This can lead to insincere relationships based on wealth rather than genuine connection. A Stoic man values authenticity. He seeks relationships that are built on respect and shared values, not on material possessions. In conclusion, a man should keep his financial status to himself because it helps maintain focus on what truly matters: virtue, authenticity, and personal growth. It's not about hiding or being secretive. It's about maintaining perspective and focusing on the right values. A Stoic man is not defined by his wealth or lack thereof. Sixth, a man must keep his family issues to himself. This is a point that might sound harsh in the realms of our contemporary understanding of openness and vulnerability. But let's uncover the wisdom in this Stoic philosophy. Stoicism as a philosophy instructs us to handle our problems internally. This is not to advocate for emotional suppression or denial of feelings. Rather, it's about cultivating resilience and emotional independence. When it comes to family issues, Stoicism guides us to be the stewards of our own lives and not to burden others with our problems. The Stoics believed that we should strive to maintain our emotional equilibrium, regardless of the external circumstances. They saw the family as a crucial part of life, but they also recognized that family dynamics can be complex and sometimes challenging. The Stoic man understands that he can't control his family members' actions, but he can control how he responds to them. In the face of family issues, he doesn't rush to share them with others, not because he is ashamed or afraid, but because he is committed to dealing with these issues himself. He knows that sharing his problems won't necessarily solve them. Instead, he focuses on finding solutions, on understanding, and on forgiveness. Remember, Stoicism isn't about isolation. It's not about keeping secrets out of fear or shame. It's about personal responsibility. It's about understanding that each individual has their own battles to fight, and it's not fair to make our battles someone else's. The Stoic man doesn't hide his family issues because he's afraid of judgment or rejection. He chooses to handle them internally because he understands the value of personal responsibility. He knows that he can't control the actions of others, but he can control his own actions and reactions. This doesn't mean that he never seeks help or advice, but when he does, it's from a position of strength and understanding, not from a place of desperation or dependence. He doesn't use his issues as a crutch or an excuse. Instead, he sees them as challenges to overcome, as opportunities for growth and development. A Stoic man takes responsibility for his own issues. He understands that his actions, his reactions, and ultimately his character are all that he truly owns in this world. And that's where his focus lies. Seventh, a man should keep his personal beliefs to himself. This doesn't suggest a man should be secretive or dishonest about his convictions. Rather, it means recognizing that beliefs are deeply personal and as such should be treated with respect and discretion. Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in ancient Greece, encourages this open-mindedness and respect for the beliefs of others. One of the cornerstones of Stoic thought is the understanding that we are all part of a universal community. This community thrives on the exchange of ideas, but it also demands a certain level of respect for the individuality and autonomy of others. Think of personal beliefs as a garden. Each man is the gardener of his own plot, nurturing and cultivating his beliefs based on his experiences, insights, and wisdom. But the beauty of this garden is not in its isolation, but in its place within a larger landscape of diverse gardens, each unique, yet contributing to the overall aesthetics of the scene. Stoicism teaches us that we should not impose our garden on others, insisting that they admire our roses or adopt our methods of cultivation. Instead, we should appreciate the variety of the landscape, learn from the gardening techniques of others, and respect their right to cultivate their plot as they see fit. This doesn't mean that a Stoic man should never share his beliefs. On the contrary, Stoicism encourages dialogue and debate. But it also teaches us to be mindful of the difference between sharing and imposing. When we share, we offer our beliefs as a gift, a contribution to the broader discourse. And like any gift, it can be accepted or declined without harm to the relationship. Imposing, on the other hand, demands acceptance, overriding the autonomy of the other and disrupting the harmony of the community. In conclusion, the Stoic man navigates the world of personal beliefs with respect and discretion, understanding that his convictions, while valuable, are but one plot in the vast landscape of human thought. A Stoic man respects the beliefs of others and does not impose his own. Eighth, a man must keep his innermost desires to himself. This is not a call for secrecy, but rather a call for self-control, a cornerstone of Stoicism. Stoic philosophy, born in the vibrant culture of ancient Greece, is a guide to maintaining steadiness in the face of life's highs and lows. One potent way to achieve this steadiness is by managing our desires, especially those hidden deep within our hearts. Our desires, like shimmering mirages in the desert, can often lead us astray. They can be insatiable, always demanding more, and if not kept in check, they can consume us. This is why the Stoics encourage us to keep our innermost desires to ourselves, not as a secret hidden from others, but as a personal challenge to be mastered. Desire is a powerful force. It can drive us to achieve great things, but it can also lead us down paths of self-destruction. The Stoics knew this all too well. They saw the dangers of being led by desires rather than by reason and virtue. And so they advised us to keep our desires in check, to treat them with caution and respect. This doesn't mean suppressing our desires or pretending they don't exist. Far from it. It means acknowledging them, understanding them, and then deciding whether they align with our values and our vision for ourselves. It means not allowing our desires to control us, but instead taking control of them. This is a difficult task, no doubt. It requires self-awareness, self-discipline, and a deep understanding of what truly matters to us. But the rewards are immeasurable. By controlling our desires, we can maintain our balance, our peace of mind, and our sense of purpose, even in the most turbulent times. And so, as we journey through life, let us remember this eighth secret of Stoicism. Let us remember to keep our innermost desires to ourselves, not as hidden secrets, but as challenges to be mastered, as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. A Stoic man controls his desires, not allowing them to control him. These 8 secrets reveal the essence of Stoicism. As we journey through the labyrinth of Stoicism, we've unearthed 8 profound secrets that a man must keep. These secrets, hidden deep within the ethos of Stoicism, serve as the guiding principles for a life of virtue, wisdom, and tranquility. We began with the first secret, his fears. Stoicism, at its core, teaches us to face our fears with courage, understanding that fear is but an instinctive reaction to perceived threats. The second secret, his weaknesses, reminds us that acknowledging and accepting our weaknesses is the first step towards personal growth. Stoicism encourages us to view our weaknesses not as frailties, but as opportunities for improvement. In the third secret, his past mistakes, we learn that Stoicism promotes the acceptance of our past, using it as a stepping stone towards a better future. The fourth secret, his plans for the future, urged us to focus on the present moment, understanding that the future is uncertain and largely out of our control. In the fifth secret, his financial status, we discovered that Stoicism values virtue and wisdom over material wealth, emphasizing the importance of maintaining our character regardless of our financial situation. The sixth secret, his family issues, showed us that Stoicism teaches us to approach familial conflicts with understanding and compassion, seeking resolution rather than retaliation. The seventh secret, his personal beliefs, demonstrated the Stoic principle of respecting diversity in thought, acknowledging our beliefs as personal interpretations of the world around us. Finally, in the eighth secret, his innermost desires, we found that Stoicism encourages us to pursue our desires with moderation, understanding that the pursuit of pleasure should never compromise our virtue. In essence, Stoicism is about self-control, wisdom, and virtue. It's about understanding our emotions, our reactions, and our place in the world. Remember, Stoicism is not about hiding from the world, but about understanding and controlling our reactions to it.